Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana.
We're a team, right? A whole new life. If you're ready.
From a technical perspective, one major thing is the fact that we would get to listen to each other's lines, depending on who'd been in first.
Yeah, it was a bit of a lottery.
And for a while, I was in first, and then I couldn't turn up for a couple of sessions because I was doing something else. So you got ahead of me. Yeah. And I made damn sure I was not going to catch up. I was like, this is gold. Yeah. I am not changing this. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry to do this to you.
Has David done any lines? Please.
I know. And whoever didn't have the play-in had me, which
you were great.
Wasn't anywhere near as good as what
but
you
guys
were
with
offering
disclaimers.
each other.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It was perfectly fine, but always came with like big disclaimer.
Yeah.
Really sorry, I'm not David.
Really sorry. Really sorry. Got me.
Oh, hey guys, great news. For this game specifically, there's something so satisfying for a director of being able to work on what is essentially sort of a two-hander. We just got to spend so much time really deeply examining the journey of two characters, which you don't often get to do. Usually it's one person's journey and how other people kind of come in and affect them. The way I always sort of start a process is by asking myself, what don't I want this to be? Which maybe sounds a bit backwards, but I always ask, like, what's the worst version of this? I think for this game, the worst version of this is one where Diana is like really annoying and high energy all the time. And in that instance, like maybe people put down the game. At best, they like don't invest in this gorgeous relationship. And probably for Hugh, that version is that he is very macho. We kind of meet him as this surface level hero, and we never really get to know the man beneath that as an archetype. And then I ask myself, what is the most interesting way of approaching this, or the most surprising way? And I think that for Diana, what we found with your performance was something where her inner tempo rhythm actually isn't that frantic. It's quite gentle in a sense, and she has this really gorgeous curiosity for the world and this real desire to learn about the world and a drive to experience it. And something I love about Grace's performance is that there is also this sense that Diana really treasures information when she hears it for the first time. But I think by playing her and pitching her in that way, we then get to have fun when she can get really excited or playful. And I think that makes for a really endearing and well-rounded, interesting performance, especially as she's an android and we're not sure whether that means she's good or bad or where that's gonna go.
Yeah, from my POV in the game, it's not very clear at the start how long she has been alone or around people. Obviously we know she lives between being sort of a robot but just a very, uncannily human entity. But I think the thing that comes across the most in the writing and in the scenes is how hungry she is for that stimulation of anything. And Hugh is almost like I don't know what you'd call it, but like a source, a fountain of knowledge, of wisdom, of experience, of perspective, of I just imagine if I had just been, kind of abandoned somewhere or just like sitting somewhere without a single person to walk by for literally don't know how long. So I think that excitement and that front-footedness and that eagerness is very understandable, especially, regardless of, whether she's a kid or not, that she is programmed in that way. So she's very much perceiving the world that way. And sometimes it's a challenge at, like 7 a.m. to summon that amount of energy and excitement, but also it's kind of therapeutic a little bit. She doesn't have, you know, I mean, she's also very young, but she doesn't have a veneer of cynicism to it. There's nothing, you know what I mean, everything really is at face value, but it doesn't mean she's not reflective as well. And I think that's what's really interesting about her journey, is how she learns, how quickly she learns.
Hugh, Diana, Hugh, Diana, Hugh, Diana, Hugh, Diana, Hugh, Diana, Hugh.
And for David, for Hugh, I think the version we landed on was one where we spent a lot of time talking about backstory and his relationship to fatherhood and children in his life, and it meant that whenever we were working, it really felt like we had built this very well-rounded, fleshed out man that may find himself in heroic situations but isn't quote unquote a hero. He is this with a specialized skill set, sure, but still this like everyday man that has to survive and wants this person to survive as well.
There's this moment at the beginning of the game when I arrive with my crew, and one of them says, you know, I can't believe I'm missing my daughter's birthday for this. And Hugh's reaction to that is like, you know, I would never, like, this is not, but this it definitely isn't for me. Like, good luck to you, man. And at the same time, he also says you can't trust a bot. So he, you know, he sets himself up, and I think that is really something that was important for me. And I was lucky that it's very clear that he's set in his ways, but this charming entity that is so much more than what is presented to him. The only way that he can relate to Diana is by accepting her terms of a relationship. He changes fast. Now, yeah, that might be like slightly fantastical, but think about it. The only way that he is going to survive is with her help, and the only way that he can feel that he can accept the help of this young girl is by accepting her terms of this. He can't run this show. And there's one more thing that sort of established everything for me, which was this thing where he's sort of finding out this is the way that he could possibly, first of all, get a signal back to Earth and also get away. And he's like, okay, so he turns to Diana and he's like, do you think that this is going to work? And he goes, well, of course you wouldn't know. And Diana just goes, well, I have an idea. He's like, okay, fine. And he's like, we can go, and if you don't get hurt,
such a good line.
Then we've done it. Let's go.
Yeah.
And it's like, boom. Yep. Okay. Let's do it. Let's follow those terms.
Okay, your turn. Just, what are you?
You know, like, okay, you're up for a lead, like a protagonist. You know, it's an RPG, and you understand that it's going to you're going to be butch, and you're going to be, you know, you're expecting all these things because games expect that a lot of the male protagonists. So I was ready. I was like ready to like give that, and I'm reading through it, and I'm going, what the hell? Emotions? Okay. And so I just took the chance, and I went, okay, what I'm going to do is, instead of sort of investing in the I'm sort of a bit alpha, which is what is expected a lot, I just went, I'm going to try to go for someone who is in touch with their emotions. And I sent it through. and then I came in and I worked with you, and we had Dion, who works at Molinaire, usually in the office, read with me, and Dion was great, by the way.
Yeah, she is.
And you pushed even further, and I was like, oh shit, okay, this is a real person. I'm here to read for a real person, and that was just sort of explained more and more each time.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when we got to this read through, and you did a full Whitney Houston, like wasn't able to come and join us. So you no.
We had a little Grace on the screen.
Yeah, Grace was very busy.
Yeah, no, I was.
You were very busy.
Working in a play at the time, so I'd gone in my lunch break.
And but you were so sweet. Like Grace will be with us soon. And then you turn up, and because you hadn't warned me.
Okay.
And you came in as Grace, right? And then you open your mouth as Diana, and I think I slid off my chair. And I looked over at Naomi MacDonald, who is another amazing actor who also plays a lot of child roles, and I was like, and it was mind blowing.
What the hell is going on here? And why are these things trying to kill us?
I will say there were some really technical aspects because, for example, we had an amazing mocap team in Japan who would have done these fantastic scenes for us, and then we did the facial capture as well as the voice acting, and we had to make sure that we did everything so that it suited what was happening on screen. So therefore, you know, our faces were doing the right thing at the right time. So there's a lot of times where you're doing this hugely emotional scene, and then you have to reset due to tech.
I guess from a directing perspective on that question as well, we would always have the blocking for each scene, so we would know what the exact physicality was, no matter kind of what state the rest of the animatic was in, which was really useful. So that meant that we were always having to time David and Grace. We'd always have to time their work to the specifics of those videos, which is a really interesting way of working, actually, because the motion capture is always making offers to us about the journey of these characters, and it's up to us to make sure that, and me to make sure that your performance absolutely matches the timing of those. But it sort of becomes this lovely like conversation between both performers for what the journey of those characters is. But it is deeply technical. I think acting for games is very creative, as it isn't in any other medium, but there is something about the specificity of how technical games can be, where even just like taking the in-breath that you need, or landing a jump in a cutscene, how far away you are from each other, there are all of these kind of considerations that you need to match perfectly in order to make it sound truthful, which I think is a real unique challenge to games, because you are doing it in a booth on your own. You're not working with anyone else. You're not in a big studio even with a green screen. You're having to inhabit the full force of whatever the physicality is, but without making too much noise, because then it picks up on the mic, and with this big thing on your head. So yeah, it's a real challenge, but these guys did such a beautiful job of finding all of the detail and the nuance in it.
I would get to, like, let's say take 7, and I'd be like, nailed it, got it, so happy, all right, cut and print, come on, and then there'd just be a couple of beats, and then the talkback, the microphone from the engineer's room to the room where I was recording, I would just hear, that was great, David, I'm just wondering if you would consider ... and then I'd go, oh my God, I haven't even like gone anywhere near the depth of this. And you would just go, have you thought about this? And it would just change everything.
I think that's what I love about working with you guys, because I think you're both extraordinary talented actors, but you're also you are. They're so bloody good, but also you're both so like absolutely like meticulous and rigorous in your craft, and you're so hardworking that I never felt like I was like pushing you. It felt like we were always like going on that journey together. So like really mine for excellence.
I'm gonna get a better look.
It was an interesting process because it's my first time using mocap as well. A lot of first time things on this, and I couldn't help but see myself in the engineer's booth through the screen, where you've got this.
It's
really
not a
nice
flattering angle.
Top down, you know what I mean? Like you've strapped a camera to a hamster's head, and watching my eyes like in totally different directions.
Yeah,
man,
great. But just trusting everyone around us that we were approaching the scene in the right way. It's kind of working blind really for me a lot, and just really relying on Holly's eyes and ears, and just as much as possible those images were really helpful to kind of immerse yourself in the situation, especially the physical situation as well. Like it's hard to understand how loud things are going to be, how much collision, background noise there's going to be, how much you have to project over certain things. So that's all being taken care of by the people around you. But also I just found it so much, it was very useful to get the efforts in, impact when a moment's about to have a huge amount of impact or blowback, having, even though they're not like fully polished animations, it was just invaluable. It was so amazing to have that stuff there while we were recording.
No way!
That's actually one of my favorite moments, and sort of when you kind of you're doing a job, and then you find out that everyone's sort of on the same page, and that was this scene in New York. Suddenly this massive monster just like descends and lands, and like everything shakes, and it's in one of the trailers, so I'm not giving anything away, and what you have is Hugh reacting to it and running, while then Diana is hacking in order to shut a gate. And I remember saying, listen, like a hero would be like, all right. And I went, a real person would freak out. And I remember your face being like, 100%. And then just waiting for the team in Japan to be like, show us what you got. And it turned out to be, I hope I'm not messing with our sound guys levels here, but it was just this thing of being like,
yeah,
and it made it
like this creepy version of New York, which you don't expect to find on bloody moon, and then this guy comes out of the air, so it is. Yeah,
and it made
a lot.
it. But everybody said, yes, that is exactly how you should be reacting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anywhere else, I'd be like, no, not at all.
Yeah.
No, absolute freak out. While Diana's like, yeah. And it's like the complete juxtaposition of traditional roles in that kind of scenario. And it's so perfect.
You're just gonna stay here when this is all done? What do you want?
I want to go to Earth.
These guys have just done such a beautiful job. It really sings, it feels really truthful, it feels really surprising. I love their relationship. There's a scene in it that I watched this weekend, which is just my favourite. That's the moment where they go and see the holographic ocean together. And I think that for me is just like the heart of the game, because up until that point they have been going on this journey together and developing their relationship, and Hugh's kind of gone from sort of like holding her at arm's length and being a bit uncertain about her to needing her out of necessity, and then they build this sort of fondness. And that scene for me is the moment where that bond just kind of clicks into place irreversibly, and it's the moment where they really become a family. And it's just a gorgeous scene of watching two characters just change each other forever. So yeah, I loved watching that back. And weirdly, that, I don't know if you guys remember, but that was also like maybe the most challenging scene. So to watch it back and see it work so well is really rewarding, only because we recorded like 3 different versions of it. Yeah. And the first time we did it, I was really looking forward to recording it. It was the scene that we'd looked at in the auditions. We got to it, both of them smashed it. It just felt like absolute like lightning in a bottle. And then because of various things that changed in the game, we needed to revisit it because some of the dialogue had shifted slightly. Right, yeah. But it meant we had to re-record the whole scene. So going into those days, I was like, well, they did a bloody brilliant job before. Like, I really, I know that they're both great. I think we'll do it. But like, the bar is here, and each time they just kind of managed to do that. So watching that like finalized and in game was really cool.
And also, slight tangent, but hearing someone's very quick kind of already put together all the compilations of all the different languages that are available in the first game. Wow. So listening to all the other Diana, do you mean there are like, cool. Was it like 7, 10, 12
That's
languages? I don't know, but there's like, you know, 7, 8, 10 Dianas out there, 10 Hughs out there. You know, it's, I wish we could have a brunch. I wish we could have a Diana brunch. You know, maybe somewhere in the back. We could just like talk about their experiences approaching this character. And I've heard the Japanese voice actress for this role, the Spanish, the Russian. I mean, the direction is incredible. I mean, I can't tell you how close they all sound to each other. So I don't think it matters which language you choose.
Please
to play
stick
this
to
game.
English.
Well, we're biased, of course. But I might just do a playthrough of each. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a playthrough in Japanese, a playthrough in Spanish. So yeah, really well done to all the other actors out there that have been involved in this. I just thought it was so cool.